Hi there, welcome to my channel. I recently visited Norway and I had a terrific time there. So today I want to take you back to my trip and find what's the secret of one of the wealthiest and happiest country in the world. My flight is direct from Amsterdam to Oslo. I was a bit nervous because it's been a while since I fly from Amsterdam airport. It was a mess during summer. However, this time I was quite lucky since it only took me 20 minutes to pass through security, and the plane was already there waiting. Oslo is Norway's largest city, but the airport is quite cozy and relaxed. I feel like I'm in the woods. It was only 3 p.m. when I arrived at the city center, so there was plenty of time to walk around before it gets dark. Have you heard of Max Burger? It's a fast food chain like McDonald's, but they only have franchise in the Nordic countries and Poland. I highly recommend you give it a try when you see it. It's about the same price as McDonald's, but the taste is way better. Now I'm gonna enjoy my grilled chicken sandwich and take a big bite. When I was walking on the streets, I noticed that here people don't really care about brands. They usually prefer local brands to international ones. They do have Zara and H&M, but they just don't look as popular as some of the local brands, whose name I can't even pronounce correctly. Look what I found. Because Norwegians like electric cars, most Chinese EV companies choose Norway to be their first stop outside of China. I should say, the storefront is quite a statement. This cute little thing can talk to you, and it will stare at you when you leave the car. I found a lot of cool designs and details in the city. And there's some other things that I don't really understand. Really? Sour apple frappuccino? After some eating and drinking, I'm going back to my hotel. Tomorrow I'll be on a tour called Norway in a Nutshell. It's a self-guided tour where you can buy all the tickets together on their official website, or you can purchase the tickets in local ticket office individually. It probably will save you some money. For the tour route that I selected, I will leave from Oslo Central Station early morning tomorrow. I'll stop at a small village called Flam, and from Flam, I'll take a ferry to go through the fjords, which is the highlights of the tour, and then by nighttime, I'll arrive at Bergen, the destination of this tour. So please join me on my tour. I have been waiting for this tour for quite a while, and I have high expectation for it, so we'll see what Norway has to offer. My second day started with some really beautiful sky. And here we are at the station. I'm on the train now. This is kind of a noisy area, but I just don't want to bother other people on the train. Plus, I also want to test out my new microphone. The train is actually a little bit old compared with the express train that I took yesterday from the airport to the city center. But good thing is I think they paid a lot of attention to details like the level of lighting. It's not too bright or too dark. They have a pretty big wide distance between the seats, giving people a lot of privacy and legroom. And also they even have a kids playing area on the train, which is the first one I've ever seen. If you look at the map of Norway, the distance between Bergen and Oslo doesn't look very far. But actually, it's about the same distance as from Amsterdam to Paris. But on this train, there's definitely more to see because you will pass by villages, lakes, and mountains. There are various altitudes offering vastly different sceneries. So after 4 hours of normal train, we got off and switched to an old-fashioned train. It's more like a slow-moving ride in the mountain. We're actually descending, as you can no longer see the ice and snow. This is so far the best scenery of the trip. Our train arrived at a small town called Flam. I thought we need to walk for a bit to find our ferry, but the ferry was right there. To be honest, I didn't expect to see the inside of a ferry looks like someone's living room. But like all other passengers, I prefer to be on the deck and enjoy the view. After being blown by the wind for 2 hours, we docked at a port where a bus will take us to the next station. By now, everyone on the bus seems a bit tired. We had a 1-hour stop at Voss, so I decided to walk around the city. I wanted to buy a Voss water at Voss. That's where the name comes from. But here the grocery store doesn't even have it. I guess the locals are like, okay, we know about the water, but we're just gonna be chill about it. There's no Voss water, but there are plenty of frozen salmons. Here comes our train. Although it's a self-guided tour, but after a whole day, it feels like we're doing this as a group. On my last day at Bergen, I had enough time to go for a roastery and cafe in the morning, went to a maritime museum, and did some window shopping. I finished my day with a cable car up to the mountain. It was gorgeous. Some may say a day in Bergen is not enough, but I always tend to be satisfied with just passing by. You will always have some regrets, things that missed out on your first trip. But now you have more reasons to come back, right? Without a doubt, Norway is a country with incredible natural landscape and breathtaking beauty. But I like the country because of some other reasons as well. Norway is not an EU member, but its share of GDP used for international aid is much higher than the EU average. Norway has a lot of gas and oil resources, but Norwegian EV market share is the highest in the world.
a whopping 77%. With all its income from oil and gas, Norway can easily pay the bills for all its citizens. But Norwegians are just as hardworking as people anywhere else. Of course, Norway also has its dark side, like drug overdose. But this isn't unique to Norway, but a common problem for all high latitude countries. By the way, I think they should consider burying these drainage cuts beneath the ground. It's so easy to trip off. That being said, I still want to visit Norway again in the near future. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time.